nevertheless. Used to show a difference, even though something else was said before. Example, it was a cold day, nevertheless, she decided to go for a swim in the lake. Superstition. Belief in something that is not based on reason or science. Example, the superstition says breaking a mirror brings bad luck. Evil eye. A look believed to bring bad luck. Example, she was afraid someone might give her the evil eye. Uncouth. Not having good manners. Example, his uncouth behavior embarrassed everyone at dinner. Witchcraft. The practice of using magical powers, often thought to be harmful or evil. Example, people in the old days were afraid of witchcraft. Ingrate. A person who is ungrateful. Example, after all I did for him, he acted like an ingrate and didn't even thank me. Havoc. Large-scale damage or complete disorder. Example, the strong winds caused havoc in the city, knocking down trees and power lines. Notoriety. Fame for something bad. Example, the criminal gained notoriety for his daring escapes. Persecute. To treat someone badly, especially because of their beliefs. Example, they were persecuted for their religion. Stampede. A sudden, wild rush of animals or people, usually because they are scared. Example, the crowd stampeded toward the exit when they heard the fire alarm. Swamp. A wet and muddy area, or to overwhelm someone with work or problems. Example, place the explorers were careful not to get lost in the swamp. Example, work she was swamped with assignments and barely had time to eat. Wretched. In a very bad or sad condition, feeling very uncomfortable or unhappy. Example, the refugees lived in wretched conditions with little food or shelter. Agony. Intense pain, whether physical or emotional. Example, she was in agony after losing her job and her house in the same week. Facetious. Making jokes about serious problems or laughing at the wrong time. Example, when asked about his tardiness, he gave a facetious reply, saying he traveled through time. Derogate. To insult or criticize someone in a way that lowers their value or reputation. Example, you shouldn't derogate others just because they think differently from you. Eventually. After a long time or after many steps, in the end. Example, after months of searching, she eventually found her lost pet. Literally. When something is completely true and not exaggerated or used as a comparison. Example, he was so tired that he literally fell asleep during the meeting. Instantly. Happening immediately, without any delay. Example, she instantly recognized her friend in the crowd. Occasionally. Happening sometimes, but not regularly or often. Example, I occasionally go hiking when I have free time on weekends. Frequently. Happening many times or again and again. Example, he frequently visits the library to borrow new books. Gradually. Happening slowly over a period of time, step by step. Example, the snow gradually melted as the temperature warmed up. Convivial. Lively, friendly, and enjoying the company of others. Example, the party was a convivial gathering filled with music, laughter, and delicious food. Orgulous. Feeling proud in a noble or respectful way, used in Old English. Example, the knight felt orgulous as he stood before the cheering crowd after his victory. Cheeky. A little rude or disrespectful, but funny or playful. Example, the boy gave a cheeky smile after making a silly comment to his teacher. Nefarious. Very bad or cruel, often doing things that are wrong or unfair. Example: the movie's plot revolves around a nefarious villain trying to steal ancient treasures. Reclusive. Living alone and avoiding interaction with others. Example: the old man was reclusive, rarely leaving his house or talking to his neighbors. Cynical. Believing that people are motivated by selfish reasons and doubting their sincerity. Example: after many disappointments, she became cynical about promises from politicians. Boorish. Acting rudely or without good manners, not thinking about others' feelings. Example: his boorish behavior at the dinner table embarrassed everyone. Compulsion. A strong and uncontrollable desire to do something. Example: he had a compulsion to check his email every few minutes, even during meetings. Miser. Someone who saves and keeps money but refuses to spend it, even on important needs. Example: despite being very wealthy, the miser refused to repair his old, broken car. Infatuate. To be overly in love or obsessed with someone. Example: he was infatuated with his classmate and couldn't stop thinking about her. Amulet. A small item or object that people wear or carry to bring good luck or to protect them from harm. Example: she wore an amulet to keep away bad luck. Sin. A bad action in religious or moral belief. Example: lying is considered a sin in many religions. Intuition. A feeling or understanding without reasoning. Example: her intuition told her something was wrong. Exasperate. To annoy or frustrate someone. Example: his laziness exasperates his teacher. Occupy. To take up space or time. Example: most of the shelves are occupied of books. Panegyric. A speech or writing that says good things about someone or something. Example, the panegyric honored the hero's bravery. Jihad. A struggle or effort, especially in religious or spiritual situations, means trying very hard to do something good. Example, for some, jihad means striving to improve themselves. Hair-raising. Very scary or exciting. Example, the roller coaster ride was hair-raising. Sensible. Showing good judgment. Example, it's sensible to save money for emergencies. Literate. Able to read and write. Example, most children start school to become literate. Illiterate. Unable to read and write. Example, some adults are illiterate and want to learn. Affection. A feeling of love or liking. Example, the dog showed affection by wagging its tail. Irrelevant. Not related to the topic. Example, that comment is irrelevant to our discussion. Judgment Day. A day when people are judged for their actions, often in a religious sense. Example, many believe in preparing for Judgment Day by doing good. Heaven. A place of happiness or peace, often described in religions. Example, people hope to go to heaven after a good life. Hell. A place of punishment or suffering in religious beliefs. Example, he was afraid of going to hell because of his sins. Goodness. The quality of being kind or good. Example, her goodness shines in how she helps others. Sect. A small group within a religion or organization. Example, each sect follows its own practices. Religion. A system of beliefs about God or the universe means a set of ideas people have about God, life, and how everything works. Example, Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism are religions. Belief. Something you think is true. Example, she has a belief in hard work leading to success. Faith. Strong trust in someone or something. Example, he has faith that everything will get better. Cram. To study a lot in a short time. Example, he crammed for his exam all night. Lyric. The words of a song. Example, he wrote beautiful lyrics for the song. Symphony. A big piece of music played by a group of musicians called an orchestra. Example, the symphony was performed beautifully by the musicians. Pig-headed. Stubborn or not willing to change your mind. Example, he's too pig-headed to admit he's wrong. Stony broke. Completely out of money. Example, after shopping, I'm stony broke. Capricious. Changing moods or behavior suddenly and unexpectedly. Example, the weather here is so capricious. It was sunny this morning, but now it's raining. Gruff. Rough or unfriendly in manner or voice. Example, he spoke in a gruff voice, but he was kind inside. Brash. Too confident and rude. Example, she made a brash comment that upset her friend. Surly. Bad-tempered and unfriendly. Example, the surly guard refused to let us in. Unmannerly. Not polite. Example, it's unmannerly to interrupt someone while they're speaking. Hector. To bully or threaten someone. Example, he hectored his little brother into giving him the toy. Eager. Very excited and ready to do something. Example, The kids were eager to open their presents. Sluggish. Slow or lazy. Example, I felt sluggish after eating a big meal. Endure. To go through something hard and stay calm. Example, she had to endure long hours of work to support her family. Eloquent. Speaking or writing clearly and beautifully. Example, the speaker gave an eloquent speech that moved everyone. Envy. Feeling of wanting what someone else has. Example, she looked at her friend's new car with envy. Forswear. To promise to give something up. Example, he decided to forswear junk food and start eating healthy. Churlish. Rude or mean. Example, the waiter was churlish and didn't smile at all. Gab. To talk a lot, especially about unimportant things. Example, they like to gab on the phone for hours. Treachery. Hurting someone by breaking their trust or not being loyal. Example, his treachery shocked everyone when he stole from his own friend. Incantation. Words that are spoken to create or use a magic spell. Example, the wizard chanted an incantation to make the potion work. Insolent. Showing a lack of respect. Example, the student gave an insolent reply to the teacher. Agitation. Feeling of nervousness or worry. Example, he paced the room in agitation before the big test. Tenancy. The right to stay in or use a property. Example, their tenancy will end next month when the lease expires. Quixotic. Not real or not possible to do. Example, his quixotic plan to solve world hunger failed quickly. Thanks for watching and subscribe us for more.